Y'all thought y'all were escaping me. Joke's on you. I'm here to terrorize you for another hour and 20 minutes. Hi! You might remember me from such films like BS Legend of Zelda or Super Mario RPG Remake. My name is Iceblue, and I'm going to be running Zelda 2 here as well, which is the 100% all keys 1cc category, which just so happens to be also glitchless, which is really good. Again, I'm very, very sorry about my poor language. You know, after that death in level 5, I had to air out some grievances, and I needed to put some more vulgarity here. So you know what, I'm gonna throw in a little bit more of some anger, and we're gonna get things started here. There we go. There we go. That's beautiful. Mwah, chef's kiss names. All right. So, 100% all keys is basically you collect everything in the game, every item, every spell, every technique. The only thing we don't have to do is max out our levels. And then 1cc, of course, is 1 credit clear, if you're familiar with like arcade speedrunning and things like that. So we need to beat this without game overs. Now, if I game over, y'all have the ability, I will personally send one of the admins my address, and you can come in here and drag me out with a cane, whatever you need to do. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get things started. Timering will start whenever I gain control of Link. Usually I have things set to minus 2.79. But, I'm running on a different live split timer, so we're going to go ahead and get things started. And right out the gate, we have something that I'm going to try and do at the start. So I need to stay frame perfectly in setting up a magic cave in the beginning. And we need to get a 50 bag. If not, we're going to be running Attack 3 Death Mountain. And that's fine. We've practiced this. But we're going to go ahead and get things started in 3, 2, 1, go. So, this game is revered as probably one of the hardest NES games, or the hardest Zelda game, honestly. But, honestly, y'all just need to, get better, honestly. Well, we're not getting the 50 bag, which is very unfortunate. Or maybe we are getting the 50 bag, but whatever. All right, that was not intentional. I'm definitely off the, the frame that I want to be on, because we're probably gonna get an encounter here. But that's okay. We're just gonna work with what we got. And we're gonna walk through here, try and avoid this encounter. That way we can make it to this cave. Unfortunately, this category, since it is 100%, I do have to pick up the candle, which the candle adds this really nasty, orange, red color to my screen whenever I'm in a cave, and it's honestly distracting. And I would rather not have an orange cave. I like the nice dark blue. The dark blue makes the game really satisfying. So what I did there is, we call that bubble skip. That is a encounter. So there's a forced encounter tile that you'll see in just a second after we collect this heart container. There is a forced encounter that we take there. And there's a bunch of bubbles, and those bubbles are very angry, violent, vicious. They will throw you into the lava, and you will perish. But we take an encounter on the road tile there, and we skip that encounter, because when you take... Wow, these are being incredibly rude today. Good lord. Like that. See, that's just disrespectful, game. I was at the very edge of that screen, and honestly, I think you should apologize. Instead, you're gonna throw more bubbles. What am I playing Ninja Gaiden? Why are they putting so many bubbles on the edge of my platforms? Alright, so we're gonna have to pick up a backup one up, which is okay. But yeah, so If you take an encounter on a road tile, you get a pretty much a blank encounter that you can just use it to avoid. And we take an encounter on that very specific tile in order to skip that bubble encounter heading towards the heart container. Now, there is a manipulated route to where you do Magic Cave and everything frame perfectly, and you can use that to skip both going to and from the heart container. Since I messed up the cave, it's not gonna... Oh, we got the beam wrap. Oh, baby, let's go. Beam wraps in this game. So this game is really awesome to where you can fire a beam, and for like 1 or 2 frames, your beam will touch the other side of the screen. And we just got that to where it actually takes out that Tensu without us actually taking out the Tensu, which is really cool. Glad we got that to run before I lost my beams. So the category that we're running also involves us picking up every single key in the game, meaning that we have to defeat every single boss that drops a key, and we also need to pick up every key in the game. Even though we pick up the any key, we still have to pick up every key in order to, you know, satisfy the rules of this category. And we're going to be avoiding some of these enemies in here because we have a very specific EXP routing in this dungeon. And we want to be able to try and get attack 4 out of Palace 1. And reason being is because that's going to make our Death Mountain travel very, very, very solid, very fast. And less death-worthy. There is a cool strat that you can do in this room, but since we lost beams, I can't do it. We're going to take our first level up here, and it's going to be attack. We're actually going to be leaving this palace, hopefully, with attack 4, as long as we get 1 P bag coming up here. So we're going to be skipping those Stalfos again in order to kind of like manipulate where our drops are going to be. Because much like Zelda 1, this game actually has the same kind of thing to where you kill X amount of enemies, which just so happens to be 6, and you get a drop. So we killed small enemies, 6 small enemies, you get a drop. It's either going to be a jar or a 50 bag. And then the same thing with large enemies. If we kill 6 of those, you have a 50-50 chance of getting a red jar or a 200 bag. And we manipulate like where those are going to drop in order to route our experience properly so we can get the levels that we need. So we skip these level ups in order to attain the max amount of experience that we need for this run. I remember when I first played through this game, trying to fight those iron knuckles, I would just sit there and just stab, and it would just constantly stab the shield over and over and over. And then when I first got into speedrunning, you know, I started running... Nice. I started running Zelda 1. That was my first ever speedrun, was Zelda 1. Love the game. Hate the speedrun. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love the speedrun. It's a great game. And then I eventually got myself into Zelda 2, and I started watching runs, and just watching people just like blaze through this game, destroying everything in their path. And we just manipulated that 200 bag. Killing that Stalfos on a very specific frame manipulates a 200 bag to drop. And because the way that drops work, they're very, like, every room is, it's a frame rule, every room. And if I follow the same frame rule when I enter the room, that's when my drop is going to happen. So since I killed that Stalfos on the same frame that I normally kill it, I'm guaranteed a 200 bag there. So we're going to be leaving Palace 1 with attack 4. We're going to let that Chewie jump over us because we don't want to kill it. We want to keep our drop in a very consistent pattern here. And we're going to get to our first boss here. This is Horsehead. Very simple boss. He walks forward, swings a mace, does a billion damage because, you know, we're life 1. but it takes 8 headshots, and then he's gone. So the reason, now you're wondering, hey, how are you going to get attack 4? So whenever you toss a gem here, it refills all your health, refills all your magic, and it maxes out the experience into the next level. So because, you know, we're waiting to go to attack 4, it's just gonna fill up my experience bar until we hit the next level. I'm gonna see if I can hit this cool beam rep here. Got him. Oh, nice, nice. Didn't even see it coming. But yeah, you see this gaudy, hideous looking like light orange. Ugh. Can I go back to like the dark blue? Can I just like not pick up the candle in this run? Like I'll reset if I have to. Alright, so we're gonna come in here. Originally the game honestly wants you to come here first. But we don't do that. And we're gonna pick up this. Link is gonna tank a boomerang to the ankle. Because whenever you, like, if you pick up an item while holding like a specific direction, it's gonna treat Link's sprite holding his shield there. So since we were holding a direction there, it treated me as I was holding my shields where that boomerang was hitting. So it just bounces off of Link's iron ankles, and we don't take any damage. So we need that trophy here. We're gonna come pick up our first spell of the game, actually. First spell is usually shield. We don't pick that up until later. But we need that trophy in order to get into this house where we need to talk to the old man. Or, you know, in Cheeseball's case, the get out of my house person. He's gonna give us a spell. And this is the jump spell. So we're gonna get a nice fancy pair of like Nikes or Jordans, and whenever we cast that spell, we're gonna be able to jump twice as high. And we need that to get to the next part of our town, like our overworld, which we like to, you know, famously call Jump Cave. Very original, by the way. This is Jump Town. There's Jump Cave. And, you know, super original names, I promise. Alright, so multiple screens here. Do a little wiggle there. Get us all those kills. We're gonna skip this level up for now. Kill that guy. He's throwing too many toenails at me. Sorry, people with foot fetishes. Yeah. So we're gonna cast jump on the screen. Take out these. And we need it for this wall right here. Now, you can damage boost up there, but that's no fun. It takes like 25 years to do that. We ain't got that kind of time. Oh, that was a fast-moving encounter. Okay. That is not what we wanted to see. Oh, of course, he goes up. We're gonna take this just to have it. RNG in this run is not being kind right now. Don't you move up. Don't you do it. Don't. I said don't do it. If the sound is low, I can turn it up. I don't know if it's low for anybody else. I can turn the volume up. I just didn't want to like overpower my voice. So this is Fish Head Bridge. The game loves to throw fish that shoot fireballs at you. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so this is Lifetown. So we need to go past the screen where we get the spell. We need to go into this house because the lady in the screen that we just walked by, she seems to have lost her mirror underneath someone's table. Take what you will from that instance. I don't know why her mirror was under someone else's table. I've got nothing for that one. But we need to bring her mirror so we can get to the house to talk to this old man. And we gain another spell. This is the life spell. I know why, maybe. Maybe I do. Step bro, I'm stuck. Anyway, moving on. Vastly, swiftly, quickly moving on. Alright, so we're gonna pick up that spell here. Nice experience, by the way. That wasn't planned at all. We are going to continue and grab this guy. So now, since we visited Bagu in his house for all of 0.2 seconds, we are now best friends with Bagu, and we're going to talk to this river guy, and we are going to, you know, because now we know Bagu, we're best friends, and he just lets us cross the bridge. So, here, fun, you know, true facts here. Talk to somebody for 0.2 seconds, you're now best friends. Easier said than done, right? Oh. Game, I wanted my beam swords for this next room. How dare you? I was like trying to like not take the level up like mid-stab jump. Oh, okay. Didn't even jump there. All right, let's go. We're gonna probably take life 3 just to be sure, because we already took 1 death. And I don't want to take another death here. We do have a jar drop here, or a bag drop. And I'm going to use that to refresh my life. So we might not take life 3. Might save my experience. This bridge is very rude, because these things do jump out and just like immediately fire fireballs, and it can hit you in the jaw. And being hit in the jaw just doesn't sound like it's comfortable. Yeah, we'll hold off on it. I have plenty of life here. Alright, one of my least favorite rooms here. Just because that guy is a jerk. Completely big jerk. I didn't explain Dairas. Dairas are rude. They violently swing an axe at you. They walk forward. They do a billion damage, and they just angry. Like, I mean, I'd be angry too if I lived in a cave. Oh, cool. I am a little concerned about getting so many jar drops here. I do want at least one 200 bag, but we might not be getting one of those. Alright. Nice first room in this cave. This is Hammer Cave. Like I said, really original with names here. Hammer Cave. So we need the hammer because the hammer is going to be used for breaking boulders. It's used for chopping trees. You name it. It's a hammer. And we need that for 2-3 instances, I want to say. I lost count, I don't know. Alright, so we have our drop coming up right here on this red Daira. There's a bag, that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. I'm gonna keep moving on though. So we want to be outside of Palace 2. We want to be levels 6 attack, 2 magic, 3 life. That is our ideal situation here. Chances are we might not be able to get magic 2, life 3, which we can easily pick up in Palace 3, but it's not ideal because we have to kill a bunch of extra enemies for that. We don't want to do that. It takes time. We do need to pick up an extra life here coming out of these caves. I'm gonna cast that just in case if he goes to the left, we have to stop and wait, but the sprite hitbox for those things are incredibly large on like the underside of it. So we're gonna grab that. That is our second magic jar, and we are going to continue on. Now, I like to use an audio cue here to like manipulate this encounter. No, I'm just gonna do this. They were not playing nice. It's not. They're not supposed to follow you. I could be off of the frame that I want to be on, but that's okay. That thing was gonna follow me and just walk into me. You're supposed to jump there, pal. What you doing? I'm glad you noticed that, Blank. I like to jump over scenery. I will jump over townspeople. I will jump over doors. Everything. Oh, one thing I didn't explain. So, this game cheats, by the way. And the way that it cheats, it reads your D-pad. So if you jump over an enemy... If you jump over an enemy and you're holding the D-pad right... So say if I jump right and I hold the D-pad right... the game is going to make the enemies follow Link, like, under him. So you can't, like, actually jump over them. But in order to counteract that, that's the backup one up we're going to pick up. The way to counteract that, so we're going to do a full speed jump, but we're going to let go... Okay. We're going to let go of the D-pad. And the enemy's just going to stop in place. We take an encounter, a road encounter here to set up a... Never mind. To set up a manipulated account. Okay, I gotta stop talking. I don't think this is gonna work. No, it's not. We're gonna take a swamp encounter, probably. Oh, okay, played out. So yeah, the way that, like, the enemies just read your D-pad movements. So if you jump over them and let go of the D-pad, the enemies will just stop in place, and you're able to jump over them then. Which is what we did with those moblins on the first bridge that we had just got, you know, through. And we utilize that a good bit in this run, because we don't want to fight certain enemies. We want to avoid a lot of that stuff, just because we don't need the experience, and it takes a little bit of time. You know, Link loses, I think it's like 12 frames per sword stab, or like 20 frames per sword stab. It's something like wild. We also take advantage of sprite limits on this screen. So because I don't kill anything on the screen, the sprite limit just gets overloaded and stops spawning some of the fish heads for a little bit. That one-up is intentional. Hopefully we are set up for this. Yes, we're good. So a lot of these overworld encounters now, in a PB attempt, ideally, we don't want any overworld encounters unless we specifically want them. And the entire walks that we do are like pretty much like all scripted. And walking certain ways, like you can slink encounters, which you will see soon in the next few segments. We do a thing called slinking, where the encounter is on a half tile and we walk past it and it just moves out of our way. Gets out of our way and we just walk past the encounter. And then, you know, there's certain like encounters that we are looking for, and everything is just kind of like a act as you go. So we're gonna act as we go when, you know, seeing certain encounters, and we need to avoid them. Sometimes they're unavoidable, and sometimes they're pretty tame. And like the encounter when I walked, you know, all the way to the right out of Medicine Cave. By the way, this is a fairy town, for those curious. But you know, we walked past certain encounters and we were able to walk up that forest and you know, that forest tile, through the grass tiles, and we were able to get, you know, past the encounter spawns that we were looking for. Alright, so we're going to pick up the most broken spell in the game. Unfortunately, in this category, we can't see how broken this spell is. Fairy turns Link into a fairy. Not an elf, a fairy. And you can phase through key doors, you can cheat, you can jump into the HUD and fall wherever. This walk is also very precise too. So we get that spawn, and walking the way that we did, we burned an extra tile, which allows us to just basically like walk in here without taking anything. We're gonna kill that guy. So downstab is the technique that we just picked up from the knight-looking NPC. In Fairy Town, downstab is broken. So enemies don't have like iframes in this game. So if you jump into an enemy's hitbox and you just mash the living hell out of your down button on your D-pad, the game will hit the enemy that many times. We're gonna do a little bit of pause buffering here. Try and see if we get a back spawn here, but we don't. So we're gonna take a road encounter here, and that's gonna pretty much kind of set up a walk to Palace 2. Oh, except for when that encounter decides it wants to just like ask me to buy its cookies and for my number or something. Alright, Palace 2. It's a lovely shade of teal, I guess. So we need to route our way through here. We gotta pick up some keys, because we're gonna need those to get through this dungeon, because we need them. It's required. I gotta obey the rules. Just gonna take out that guy. Gonna grab that. Love killing those chewies like that. It's so satisfying to like just see. Everything's orange. Oh no. Aw. Well, at least we gave that bot a haircut. Alright. Yep. Not really much to say about Palace 2. It's just, the combat in this game is just like really like satisfying to perform. And also just satisfying to watch too. Because like you know like how to like abuse certain hitboxes of enemies, which just makes it really fun. And that's what we're doing in this run, is we're abusing hitboxes and slapping enemies around when the game was designed to slap you around. Downstabbing also just bounces on enemies that have like a protection to the top of them. So like those Stalfoses have like protection to like their face. That bot was a jerk. Not supposed to really jump there, but okay. This is probably one of the most dangerous rooms in the game if you don't have beams. Because that, for one, those bots just decide whether or not they just want you to die. They just decide whenever they want to jump. You can't control them. They are 100% RNG. Oops. We're gonna cast life here, because we do have a red jar coming up here. We're gonna grab that, and we're just gonna kind of bounce through these. So we're looking to take attack 5 in the glove room. That's going to basically just solidify our damage. We might not actually. I think my drop is going to be on this first red iron knuckle. It might not be. That is the Tetris room. Shoutouts to Tetris. I hate that game. I've had plenty of runs. So the blocks drop RNG. Of course, that's my drop. Thanks! Alright, we're gonna pick up the glove. One big thing to note with the fairy spell, you don't have an animation of Link, like, holding up this item. You're just like, yeah, you just got an item. Alright, cool, moving on. So we're gonna grab this, actually. Stop that. See, like, stuff like that can happen, where they just fall in one spot. I've had plenty of runs just end because I got like a 5-block drop in a row and the game was just like, And I was like, okay, thanks. Alright, so we're gonna take that. I'm gonna stab you, because we don't like you. Kill this guy. We will take this. And then we're gonna move on to grabbing life 3, because we do have enough enemies left to get the experience for life 3, so we should be absolutely fine. So the glove. The glove is probably one of the most important items in the game. The glove allows us to break like actual bricks on like the walls like that. So like any of those blocks that you see, our sword can now break them. And it's going to be a very, very prominently used item come through this run, because after this, every dungeon has them. And they're just like, yep, now you gotta break all these blocks. I don't know how a glove does that, but we'll roll with it. I'm also not taking the life up level, or like the life spell here, because we're about to take life 3, and that's just gonna give us a full health like recharge anyway. And we don't want to lose too much time with like refreshing our spells, with... Yeah, I thought so. We don't want to lose too much time with like refreshing our spells. I'm gonna grab this just to be safe. And whenever we toss the gem, we want to be at like full health, full magic, because it takes a little bit of time for the game to like, you know, fill up our magic, fill up our life, and we're trying to go fast. Alright, so we're skipping some enemies. I do have enough experience. I need to be at 200 before the boss room, which we will be right here. And we're gonna fight this boss. There is a meme in my community. Nobody dies to Helmet Head. Which, it's true. Nobody dies to Helmet Head. And we're gonna take out Helmet Head, and we are going to finish out this dungeon by throwing the gem. And you'll see that I need 3,000 experience to level up. Well, we're gonna get 3,000 experience directly from this gem. But we're gonna let that experience gauge tick up while we walk. Oh, okay, you're a jerk. Got it. Got it. Next time I'll just at you, jerk. Yeah, this is my least favorite walk in the game, mainly because you don't have much control while Link is walking through the swamp. You move at half the speed, so it makes it really hard for Link to like avoid encounters and not, you know, take them. And you'll see that, you know, walking through swamp is just awful. Awful. It gets in your boots, it gets in your socks, somehow it got in my mouth, and it's just... Alright, so we're gonna come back up here. This is the very first town in the game. Now, why are we coming here so late? So that's to set up a walk. And we're gonna use that walking in here to burn an encounter upon leaving this this town. This is Shield Town, by the way. We're gonna burn one tile when leaving this town. And when I say burn one tile, we're gonna walk one extra tile to set up very, very specific encounter spawns. And what we're gonna do is we're going to slink that encounter and we're gonna skip it. And that's gonna set up our walk all the way to the drop to get to Palace 3. So I'm gonna walk left out of this town, and that's gonna burn the one tile. And then we're gonna step on this grass tile, get this back spawn, and now we're not gonna get an encounter. We're just gonna be able to walk all the way to King's Tomb here without any sign of enemies, and then we're gonna be able to hit this drop. And every single time we hit those drops, I want y'all to go, whee! Because there's gonna be a lot of those in this game. There's a lot of wheeze in this game. Okay, so we're gonna get through here, and then we're gonna get Palace 3. Now, Palace 3 is like kind of like a Moulin Red, like a rouge. I want to say, like it's like a dark red. The red means violent. This palace has enemies in here called Doom Knockers, which are those guys right there. And those things, I swear those are maces that they're throwing, but I'm pretty sure they're just coming at you with a baseball bat, like Ness. Shout outs to my Earthbound fans. It's just straight baseball bat to the forehead. And they hit really hard, especially since we're at life 3. Yep, middle finger, nice. Thank you. Heck you too, game. It just hits really hard. And we're life 3. We're not supposed to be life 3 here. We're supposed to be like life 5 casually. Ow. Ow. All right, buddy. Look. It's coming out of your pay. I paid you to avoid. Wait, what? You didn't hear nothing. Anyway, moving on. Hi, we're outside now. We're gonna take this guy out. We're gonna pick up this key. And we're gonna go back inside because it's cold out here. It's like minus 34 degrees Celsius or something. Wanted to demonstrate what I was talking about? Fair enough. I definitely paid the guy to not do that, but I'm gonna definitely be requesting a refund on PayPal. So one big thing you gotta worry about in the speedrun is taking a level up while you're jumping over a pit, especially when the game decides it wants to put bots on the edge of the pit. You know what? There we go. That was a jackhammer. So a jackhammer, like I was explaining earlier about how you can jump into enemies' hitboxes and just kind of like abuse pressing the down button and dealing 1,000,000 damage. That's what we did there. So we jumped into the hitbox of that blue iron knuckle, and I just, you know, smashed the down button, just like, you know, you smash the like button on a YouTube video, and, you know, then we sent that blue iron knuckle to the nether realm. Don't tell 8-bit. That is the never jar. I'm not using the modified hack ROM 8-bit, I promise. This is the legitimate Zelda 2 cart. So we call that the never jar. It is a 50-50 to get either a red jar or a iron knuckle there. 9 times out of 10, it's an iron knuckle. And whenever you get the, you know, the red jar, you're called a cheater, you're shunned, they call your mom, and yeah, it's not pretty. So just don't tell 8-bit. Whatever you do, don't clip it and tell 8-bit with it. Thanks. Thanks for understanding, chat. I'm gonna jump over you, because we don't like you. And then we're going to stab you a couple times and then leave. And then we have one more room. We're gonna look at this blue iron knuckle for just a brief second. And then we're gonna leave. And then we're gonna have our boss of Palace 3, who is called Rebanak. And this one is a blue iron knuckle, but this one's riding a horse. So we're gonna stand on a very specific point, and we're gonna stab him in the forehead, and then we're going to kind of abuse his hitbox in the corner, and Rebanak is dead. For some reason, like when the screen can't move, the game treats like enemy hitboxes on the left side of the like wall there as pretty much like non-existent. I walked too early there, that was on me. I have to be careful with my experience. If you take a level up on the same frame as leaving like a screen and starting like a brand new screen, the game will hard lock. And we don't want to do that because the game doesn't save. It hard locks you. You can't do anything. And you just have to reset your console. So we have to be careful when, you know, pushing experience while we are on the overworld like this, or even in a palace. Alright, very kind of specific walk here. We walked down those to burn those 2 tiles. Unfortunately didn't get the right thing. It's okay, Tektites are not that much of a jerk. This guy might be a jerk, though. Same with that guy. Okay, my encounters might not be good here. This could mess up my walk. Okay, we're fine. A little bit of pause buffering there. The pause buffering is so I can see where the enemies are spawning, so I know how to react. And you'll see a lot of like the top runners using pause buffering a lot, just so we can see where enemies are spawning, and we are able to basically just kind of like know where we're walking next. Unfortunately, I'm not playing the Famicom version of this game. The Famicom version of this game, in order to like pick up like big items like that, you actually have to stab them. So whenever you get to this part in the game, in the Famicom version, you actually have to stab that child in the face to pick him up. So, shish kebab, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna pick up this one up. We're gonna wait for an encounter spawn here, and that's gonna set up what we call the Dazzle Walk. And what that's gonna do is basically just get us a free walk all the way to our forced encounter tiles over here. It did not press up. I disagree, game. Stab 4 times. That sets up the encounter to spawn very specifically. Because what we want is we want very specific encounters to spawn and how those encounters like react. And by stabbing 4 times, it loses just enough frames on a screen to give us an encounter that's going to basically like home in on Link and move directly towards him. And that's what we want for those encounters, because we want to be able to like use those encounters, because there are 2 forced encounters on those 2 tiles that we just, you know, skipped. And those forced encounters are a lot longer than like actually taking the encounters that we took. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna grab the worst skill in the game. I need to be told to press the up button on my D-pad to stab. And that's gonna basically teach us how to up stab. So now I can do this. Looks like we're kind of like trying to shoot a basketball or something, and you know deep down inside Link is gonna shoot an air ball. Not even gonna get close to the net. And we're gonna move over here. So we picked up that child, the baby, as you will, because we needed to save them. Somehow, terrible parents, by the way. I don't know how you lost your child 400 million miles away from town on an island of like a maze island. That's the name of it, by the way, Maze Island. Very original. And you just leave your child there to be defended by a lizard warrior with a spear. And we need to bring them back to save it. And, you know, they teach us the spell of Reflect. We're going to talk to this NPC right here. She's going to tell us something very important. It says Apo. And we're going to move on. That's going to set up a very specific encounter spawn here, so we can skip these encounters going back. And we're going to stab 3 times since we took a hit. And we're going to walk into that and skip that encounter as well. And we're going to try, I'm going to try and set up here. Alright, that was a slink. So slinking in this game... Couldn't do anything, it was follow me. Slinking in this game, so you saw how I walked on, like, very specifically, like, past that enemy encounter? And I was able to just basically skip it. And now we're back to Maze Island because we needed the spell of Reflect in order to beat the boss of Palace 4. Now, the boss of Palace 4, there's plenty of names, some not, you know, pleasant for streams. There's some nice names, there's some terrible names, and we're just gonna call him the Robed Jerkass. And it's probably the hardest boss in the Zelda franchise, so be ready for... No fireball for you. No fireball for you. Alright, moving on. So we're going to move around this maze in a very specific way to avoid every forced encounter, except for that one. We cannot skip that one. That one is a required encounter that we have to take. There are, I think, 12 encounters on this entire maze. We only see 2 of them, or 3 of them if you want to count the baby as well. And we are going to come into this nice shade of purple. Probably my favorite palace color here. It is a very eye-pleasant color. Doesn't do too much damage to the corneas. It's very subtle and tame and very, very gentle. But this palace ain't gentle. There's a bunch of Wizrobes in this palace, and they are not friendly at all. They throw Wi-Fi at you, but not the good Wi-Fi. It's like the lowest tier of Wi-Fi speed you could possibly get from your ISP. And it's slow, and it's... flashing lights warning, by the way. Sorry, I should have said that a little bit earlier. Frick. Sorry. We're going to be taking some Death Abuses in here, because it's simply just faster to die. And skip, try something. I jumped way too far. Public unsecure Wi-Fi, yes. Oh, well, that guy's going to respawn. Alright, so we have another blue iron knuckle. Nintendo really, really loved shoving blue iron knuckles in, you know, these little tiny little corridors. Oh, don't worry, we got another Wii coming. Whee! This is one of my favorite, like, Doom Knocker kills in the entire game. It's so satisfying to just do that. And it's so good. Flashing light warning again. We're gonna be taking another Death Abuse. More curse words. Chef's kiss. Might have all y'all grounded by the end of this run. There is our first Wizrobe that we see, or second Wizrobe. These guys are jerks. Same with bots. Bots are jerks. The one good use of upstab, you mean the only use of upstab. And the part coming up here where you're technically supposed to use upstab, we actually don't use upstab. It's really funny. Alright, hope we don't get a bad spawn. We got a bad spawn. Thanks. Alright, Alright, so now we're gonna stab this wall for, you know, good 3 screens. Just because taking some frustrations out. You know, Link keeps falling into the lava. I don't know what's wrong with him. Shoelace may be untied, or maybe he's just... Maybe he's just dumb. Like, who just willingly jumps into a volcano lava? I'm gonna open that with my butt. And alright, here's the other use of upstab, but we're not gonna use upstab. I'm just gonna do that, because it's funnier. That's pretty much the only... I have to kill this guy. That's like the only use of upstab you ever need. Other than that, it's just useless. But we have to collect it for the category. If not, the leaderboard mods might come after me. Oops. Gonna refresh my spell here. You can't actually cast spells over and over. You actually have to press start and refresh your spell list in order to cast another spell, which is why you see me constantly pausing and things like that. Alright. So we have our final death abuse coming up here, so flashing lights warning at the end of this room. Please look away. I do not want you to have any kind of like photosensitivity beaming you in the face. And that is our final intentional death that we take in this run. Now, we may die later. That's just because either the game's being a jerk or I'm just bad. One of those, I don't know. We'll figure that out when the time comes. I'll let chat decide. Your face? I told you to look away. I am no longer responsible for your face. Either way, you were probably, you know... You probably opened your eyes when you looked at it, and that's your own fault. Alright, so coming up here, we have the hardest boss in the Zelda franchise. And I mean, this boss, very difficult. No cap. I don't even know what that means. Heard like some teenagers using it the other day, and I was like, okay. Alright, so we're gonna cast Reflect. And that is going to give my shield reflective abilities, and we're going to sit in this corner, and I'm going to say, hi chat, how are y'all doing? What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all are enjoying this marathon. This is a opportunity of a lifetime. I'm very, very happy to be here running 3 games for this event. Oh, he's dead. Okay, moving on. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I got to run Super Mario RPG on Tuesday. I ran BS Legend of Zelda just before this run, and I'm running this game right now. So big shout-outs to Retrothon for just allowing me to be here. It's been a lot of fun. I get to showcase some of my favorite games, SMRPG being my favorite game. We actually ended up PBing on Tuesday when I did my Super Mario RPG run. That was super cool. I'm capping, for real, on God. Jesus Christ. I think I like lost like 500 brain cells just reading that single line of dialogue in my chat box. Lego, I'm gonna have some words with you whenever I stream again. Disgusting. For real. Alright, so there's a chance we missed this. I've been pretty bad at it. But there's a trick up here called Eco Key, which I went too far. So what we're looking for there is we're looking to damage boost off the top of that bubble at the peak of our jump, in order so we don't have to like ferry, leave the room, come back so we can stab this key. And there's a small little window that you can damage boost, and Link will just bounce onto that platform, and I missed it because I suck ass at this game, and I don't even know why I'm here. Somebody want to come take the controller from me and start running this game for me? I'm washed. You can also walk off these platforms and just stab those guys. It's really funny. Alright, Lily, you got this. No, wait, no. Lily's gonna take attack 9. Stay where you are. She's like the attack 9 queen, and I just can't be having that. That's just like a disrespect to the attack 8 community. Alright, now we have to play the waiting game. Hello? 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 Alright, we're going through. You'll do it? Alright. I'll see you in like 17 hours, Sarah. Okay, so it's like we didn't even get hit. This is a damageless run, by the way. No damage has ever been seen on Link. Oh shit, the run's over. Sorry about my language. Very ironic that the game would just do that after I say that. Alright, moving on. The only glitch that we're gonna do in this run, we're actually going to cheat big time coming up on this next screen. So I have my Game Genie plugged in, and I'm going to press this button right here. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to clip into this wall, and we're going to walk through this wall. That's the only way to get through it, is by cheating. I'm going to leave that elevator on a very specific, like, what is it, X-axis? Y-axis? Some axis. And we're gonna spawn those like little squirrel heads in a very specific spot so we don't have to deal with a lot of their spawns. We're gonna pick up this flute. I mean, funny enough, Lily, I do have my own chat open too. So if you wanted to, you really could. Explain that clip? Sure. I turned on the Game Genie. There, I explained it. Thanks for coming. Alright, so if I touch the edge of this platform coming up here where this key is, we lose 9 years. Oh my god, please. There we go. First try. For real, for real. No cap. Sorry, chat. We're 18 years in the future now. I'm sorry. This is Retrothon 2042. And I'm gonna be showing you Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. You really did spawn another one there, you jerk. Where is my life gone? Stuck in Palace 5. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. We activated the no clip again, sorry. Alright, turned it off. Alright, I'm taking out the Game Genie. There's no more cheating. No more cheating. I almost forgot. Excuse me. The Game Genie didn't have a power switch? You don't know that. Kane, you don't know that. You don't know what my Game Genie has. Unless you're here. Which, if you are, why haven't you, like, come out to say hi? The heck? Nice, thank you. That was my fault. Dropped the bag on his head. I think I have a jar drop coming, or a 50, or a pea bag coming. Oh. Oh, if you don't break the blocks of the beat. your run doesn't count. Literally, like, just fake. Beautiful Mago spawns. There was no Game Shark on the NES. See, now you're just telling lies to the chat. Alright, Goomba! Everybody's favorite boss. This boss is literally a truck. Like, literally, this boss is a truck. But we make quick work of him. If you get hit by Goomba at life 4 with no shield on, it does almost 4 squares of energy. And Goomba is a jerk. He hits hard. He's also a jerk. His hitbox is only his chest. So you do have to kind of like abuse like jumping into his hitbox and downstabbing a bit. I didn't need to refresh my spell there. This is the most famous screen for soft lock or hard locking. If you are above 6,000 experience when you touch that heart container, you have to wait. If you don't, you're gonna take a nice little vacation to reset town. Sorry, Lily, no attack 9 today. She's gonna leave now. Calling it. She's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I remember when this was an Attack 9 stream. Says it never fails. Never fails. Alright, so we're gonna pick up the, probably the most garbage spell in the game, Fire. This magic word will make your sword shoot fire. Wow. Perfect. We use it once. Twice. She's on house arrest, Infinite. She can't leave her house. She's on house arrest. She was probably caught, like, doing things that we can't talk about on stream. But we're gonna figure out, this is Firetown, but we need to read the sign, and it says Welk. You know, like the boss in FF6? Welk. Looks a little too high. Nah, we're fine. Not even close. Yeah, she's on house arrest, so we need to bring her some water, because she's a thirsty woman. We're gonna ferry through these screens. Doesn't matter if we take damage, because we're gonna be grabbing a heart container. We're gonna set up a walk here. We're gonna stab twice. That's gonna hopefully set up a spawn that is nice and easy to walk to the next town to. Or maybe not, I just messed that up. Alright, well, we're throwing it at the wall. And the wall threw it at us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the backup. We're gonna walk here, stab once. And we're gonna walk up here. And that's gonna set up our walk. Okay, controller. Alright, buddy. Nice. Nice. Do a little wiggle there, and we'll downstab through that guy. And we're gonna utilize our hammer here, because, you know, hammers are used for cutting down trees. We're gonna find this village. Alright, so this is New Kasuto. They had to move, because, you know, old Kasuto was too close to, like, Valley of Death, and, you know, it smelled like one giant foot and, you know, one giant crusty foot that didn't clip its toenails in like 37 years. Wore the same pair of socks for 37 years. So they moved the village into this forest where, you know, it probably smells like pine or something, you know, a little bit more pleasant. And we're here to pick up a few things. We're going to pick up the spell. So, chat, if you know how to spell the spell, then please spell the spell in the spelling chat. And we're going to come pick up the any key or the master key or something. Wherever this is. It's a key. And then we have one more magic container to pick up here. And that is going to fulfill our magic container requirements for the 100% category. See, I like to jump over door frames. I don't know why. It's just a thing. It's just something that I've always done, even as like a child. Except for these doors. No, don't talk to them. They stink. Jump over the old lady. And we are going to grab the 8th magic jar of the game. It's filled with red Kool-Aid something. Jump over the table. Oh, Jesus. I don't even want to talk about jumping in MMOs. I will spend countless hours in, like, bank sitting while jumping. Jumping is just what I do in an MMO. Alright, so we're gonna kind of do like a small little like hesitation here. 1, 2, and that should set up our encounter spawn here. Nope. Oh no. Oh no, don't give me heart container, Skip. Hey, pal. Uh-oh. No. Alright, not even close. Alright, pal 6. It's like a magenta. Kinda... Yeah, I'd say it's like a magenta. Oh, we didn't talk about Palace 5's color. I'm disappointed. Palace 5 was green, like a dark green. Like a forest green. Alright, so we're actually going to take a small little hit here, and we're going to damage boost across this, because that's typically not a fun jump. 4-tile jumps are very, like a very tight window to jump across. Just taking that damage boost across is just safer. This is the Wizrobe Party Room, where you just get all Wizrobes all the time. And this is the most satisfying room in the game, where you just stab that block and then you get stuck. Like Step Bro. And we're gonna move on. My favorite thing about this run here is this room is very famous. In the very first Zelda 2 100% all keys tournament, every single Canadian runner. So you saw how I cast a jump there. Jump is actually kind of required if you don't know where the pit is. And there's a I think it's like a 3 or 4 tile gap there. And you fall. And then you have to go all the way back around, and then you have to go all the way back, and then you have to redo the jump. Well, every single Canadian runner fell into that gap. Every single one of them in the very first tournament. So they named that hole the Canada hole. So now if you fall in there, the joke is oh no, you went to Canada. So if you're ever watching a Zelda 2 speedrunner, they're just like, I gotta jump over the Canadian hole. You now know why. Make that bubble do some cool tricks. Nice. Don't send me those dots, Hyper. You've been in my channel long enough to know. Alright, let's see if we can get this. Whee! We do not get it. No ceiling walk in this run. Alright, we have a pretty cool strat here. Using the fire spell. Sometimes when those Mews are not jerks. Oh, how convenient. Reset my fairy. Gonna move through here. We have another Ribbonack fight. You know, we're much stronger for this Ribbonack fight. So, you know, we just kind of like... Sometimes you could just destroy him like right when he gets off the horse. Gonna grab that, and then we're gonna be fighting my favorite boss fight in the game. This is Barba, or Wawa Baba Lava Baba. He just wants a hug. Barba just wants a hug. He come out the lava, and he just wants a hug. But instead, he's gonna leave with a headache. So as long as you don't lose any frames on that screen, Barba will always spawn in that far right pit. So we typically, if you're using the jump strat there, you wait until you get to the edge so you could cast jump, because if not, you're gonna bonk and lose frames, and then sorry Lily. And we don't want to lose frames, because if we lose frames, then Barba spawns in a random pit. We don't want that. We want to be able to jump, jackhammer Barba in the dome, send him back to whence he came, until he is complete again. Name that movie reference. Alright. Moving on. Gonna pick up Thunder. You know, such as like Thundercats. Thunder costs $1 billion to cast, so if you're not Magic 8, you can only cast it twice, or once. Thank you, Grub. I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate every single one of y'all for immediately recognizing that movie quote. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Uh-oh. Alright, we're fine. Love it. Wait, you mother fricker. I challenge you to a rock off. Alright, sorry. Alright, Valley of Death. This is the giant foot valley. It stinks here. Muted VOD. Oh no. I didn't trust it. I didn't know where it was. Honestly, I don't even think Jack Black would do anything about that. He'd probably be, like, cool with it. Jack Black would be like, you know what? They were singing some Tenacious D. Hell yeah. Yo, frick you, Max. Alright, we weren't supposed to kill that. Damn it, Scorpion Max. Oh. Yeah, no, Jack Black would have joined in, honestly. Nice. Alright. So you have to do that in a way to where you downstab them once. We don't want to get our level up just yet. It's very, very important that we do not get our level up. This is also Great Palace. You have a nice shade of yellow, kind of yellowish orange. Mostly yellow, honestly. And we don't want to take this level up just yet. We want to level up late. Very, very late into this palace. God, if I could have Jack Black as commentary on here, oh, that'd be sick. I'm gonna get Jack Black into speedrunning. That'd be even sicker. Alright, so this room, we need to do this room very frame perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the right button and I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. And if we did it right, we'll make it to the other side. Alright, so we need to avoid these spicy chickens here. Okay. One spicy chicken avoided. If you do this room very, very precisely... No. I don't want the level up. Stop trying to give me the level up. Alright, don't be a jerk. You're a jerk. I want to refresh this room. Okay. Honestly, we're gonna turn on the Game Genie again. Just to be safe. I don't want to lose this life. Just because I don't want to lose that life, we're going to take that safety. This is a problem. Okay, now we should be fine. Alright, so if you ever seen that show, Quantum Leaps with Scott Bakula, you'll recognize this. Oh, there goes my level up. Alright, well, that's cool. It's fine. So this is Quantum Leaps with Scott Bakula. Very, very precise room here. To get those jumps proper. We do call those jumps to get up there where you stab both of those blocks and get onto the platform while stabbing both of those blocks. We do call those quantum leaps because we named that blue bird, which, funny enough, and I am not lying, the canon name for that NPC is a Faka. F-O-K-K-A. This is a blue Faka. And then you have the spicy chickens that you just saw that was bouncing and throwing fireballs. That is a Fakaroo. So, like, I'm not kidding you when I tell you that the names of these enemies are literally Faka and Fakaroos. What's up, Zemtor? Hello. Whee! All right, so we have right here, we're gonna go big squish, and then we're gonna move on. And then we have coming up here, chat, we have, unfortunately, we have the final wee of the run. It is the final wee. And I'm sorry to say that, but we're getting close to the end of this run. But first, we're gonna fight a giant chicken. That is not what I want. This is Thunderbird. This is why we need thunder. So Thunderbird only becomes vulnerable when you cast Thunder while Thunderbird is on screen. If not, you just can't damage him, and that's it. It's over. It's over. You just lose. And now we're gonna face the true final boss. Me. I'm the boss. Look at me. I'm the boss now. Except we're gonna cheese him. And time. It's Tony Danza. And that's Zelda 2, 100% all keys. Like I said earlier, big shout outs to Retro Gaming Live for allowing me to showcase all these runs that I've were able to showcase throughout this event. I very, very much appreciate it and had a ton of fun just sitting here, shooting the breeze. And it's been a blast. I love playing these games. I love Zelda games entirely. SMRPG is still like my favorite game of all time. Link, don't kiss her. She hasn't brushed her teeth in like 10 years. Ugh. Disgusting. Ugh. Gross. At least use mouthwash or something. But it was wonderful being able to like show y'all some of like my favorite games. Like, it's been a blast, and I appreciate like all of y'all for being here, for hanging out, and spending your night with me while I do this. I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of this marathon. I will be joining Czar later, so if you enjoyed the SimCity run, Czar is going to be running another game very, very soon. Looks like we got Desert Eagle next, which is going to be a lot of fun. Desert Eagle is also a good friend who also just so happens to speedrun BS Legend of Zelda. So if you're looking forward to that, Desert Eagle is really good peeps. And then after that, Czar is going to be running some Final Fantasy Legends 2, which I will be joining Czar as a commentator for that run because FFL2 is such a good game. Highly recommend. But if you enjoyed, come follow me. We stream a lot of Zelda randos, do a lot of speed runs, SMRPG runs. Thanks a million for being here. We'd love to have you. And Spirit Tracks. All right, somebody time out that bot. Get him out of here. Spirit Tracks? Spirit Tracks. No, gross. Oh, all right, cut me out of here. Get me out of here. I want out. I don't want to be here no more. Czar, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. This Spirit Tracks? Come on. Absolutely not. But yo, thank you for having me, chat. Y'all have a great night. Take care. Enjoy the rest of this marathon. There's still plenty left. Y'all are awesome. Have a good one. Peace.